Hello everybody, good day, good evening, good night, or good morning, and welcome back to the 2020 Oscatch World Cup quarterfinal stage, day number 2. Some excellent matches coming up. I am JB Hyperion, joined this evening by Dolan.
Well, hello, everyone. It's going to be a great day of matches, as you said. We got Korea versus the United States right now, Chile versus Philippines immediately after that. Should be exciting.
Yeah, South Korea versus US. Potential grand finals material served up to us on a beautiful silver platter, this quarterfinal stage. Amazing to think that one of these teams is going to be going to the losers bracket. But we've already seen tons of such good teams have already been knocked down into the losers bracket already this year. So it is going to be a mad scramble for those teams to work their way back up towards that eventual grand final and podium places.
Yeah, and obviously this is a very important match. 3 teams this weekend already have guaranteed themselves a spot in finals week, being China, Hong Kong, and Italy. US and South Korea are going to do battle for that 4th spot. The other 2 will have to be won by the losers bracket gauntlet. But this match, hyped for obviously many reasons. 2 of the best teams going head-to-head this early. Should be some good stuff.
Yeah, normally both of these teams would be in a position where they've won most of their early matches fairly comfortably, and this is the first real test for either team, but that's not the case this year. Both of them have had pretty, not difficult encounters, but they've definitely been tested. South Korea were victorious in the round of 16, 6-4 over 2-time runners-up in the past 2 years, Chile. And the US had an even closer encounter with disaster, as they managed to come back from 5-4 down to win on tiebreaker 6-5 against the Philippines last week. So neither team is kind of going into this one underprepared, I would imagine.
Yeah, they were both big wins in the round of 16. Those were massive matches that could have gone either way, really, both of them. So they're both rolling in here with a lot of momentum. It's going to be interesting to see how they played here. But we got an interesting warm-up here from the Korean team.
This is a throwback to last year's map pool. Pili Pala was a very popular pick and song.
Difficulty feels bad, man. We'll see how bad it feels when the warm-up is played. That is the true test. But
how is everyone doing today in the Twitch chat? Lots of people showed up. Great to see. It's early hours in the morning or middle of the night for quite a lot of us, but you're turning out in force. Much love. Sorry, Dolan, continue.
No, it's all right. Quite all right. But yes, big hype. We hope you're doing well in the chat. We're glad you could make it. Obviously, this is one of the big matches, probably the biggest match of the weekend that most people had on their list coming into this quarterfinals. So no surprise to see a lot of love in the chat. And it looks like we're going to be getting into our first warm-up. Yes.
That is a excellent background.
Yes.
Kara sax time. You thought it was gone. The group stage had passed us by, but it's back.
Nah, you can't forget the Kara sax. That is beautiful mapping.
What about the mix, though?
Oh, yeah. That is a Pepe frog on top of the Karasax frog.
I'm pretty sure part of the music here is Shun Shun Shigetsu, which is a double time pick in this pool.
By the way, Motion is going gamer mode right now. And that's all I'll say.
As long as he's not peaking too early.
Yeah, you don't want to peak now. This is warm-ups. I mean, I know we play for the pride of the warm-ups here in CWC, but... Motion is okay. Motion? He finally gives it up. That's impressive, but I think we should see an interesting match here because I don't really know how these teams are going to pick and ban against each other specifically. It's always interesting when you get two of the big teams matched up against each other because the bans and the picks are always really interesting.
At this stage of the tournament, both teams will feel that they don't have any particular weaknesses or even, alternative to that, strengths over the other team. You would believe that both of these teams and all the players would be fairly competent at everything. So strategically, it's very difficult to find an easy ban or even an easy pick where you're convinced that you will outclass your opponent.
Yeah, and you know that Korea's not gonna take this one. They're gonna take it very seriously, I should say, because they know what the U.S. can do. 2 years ago, they beat China in the quarterfinal stage, another great team. So they know what the U.S. are capable of. But also it is South Korea, the 4-time world champs.
Yeah, in that 2017 edition you mentioned, the US knocked China into the losers bracket in the quarterfinal stage, but China had the eventual last laugh, winning in that grand final after coming back through the losers bracket. History may repeat itself, but we've got to decide a winner of this match first and foremost.
So one warm-up is down. We'll see the U.S. warm-up coming next. So chat, get ready for those roll predictions. We've had some great rolls.
Our round of 16 was very high roller in comparison. This week has been a bit more subdued. Quite a few low rolls.
Now that is a diff name, and this is a Rossled map, so I am bracing for impact.
You know there's going to be some interesting patterning here. A divine proclamation of finishing the present existence.
That is a name.
I don't know what that means, but I agree completely.
I don't know what it means, but it's a divine proclamation, all right? I think we'll find out what it means. But it's only Rossled in the lobby. He's waiting. Nobody wants to play his map with him. UWH will finally oblige.
The Creeper needs to move to the blue team, unless he's using some spying tactics, defecting to the other side.
They're playing mind games inside of mind games right now. And Sumi has defected. Okay, so maybe there was a trade.
In-match switch.
Sumi and Decreeper switching sides. But once we get this sorted out, we'll get into our final warm-up and get the match started. Looks like they're pretty firm on this defection. We also see Diao stepping in.
Yeah, an R18 dropping in inside of South Korea.
Yeah, both these teams, I'm not sure how both of them are feeling coming into this because, as you said, they were tested and both teams almost lost their round of 16 matches last week before getting this match. So I think the early going, getting points on the board early is really going to be important for both these teams.
Yeah, both teams managed to successfully rally after kind of not losing the early game, but being at least traded evenly. And in the US, it was kind of a little comeback they had to go through there. So it really showed the resilience and kind of calmness under pressure of both sets of players. So I'm not saying that taking an advantage is going to be kind of leading to a landslide victory like we've seen in some of our quarterfinal matches so far this week. But it will be important because having that advantage early on does settle the nerves slightly. You put a little bit more pressure on yourself, I feel, if you have to fight back, unless you're very confident that you're going to be successful on other picks and the other team's just going to run out of steam, which I don't think will happen with two teams of this caliber.
Yeah, and I feel like when you get two teams like this meeting on a stage this early, it's a match that could really go one of two ways. I mean, it could be a blowout, but it also could be tiebreak. I mean, realistically, it's kind of hard to predict where this is going to go because these teams are so strong.
Well, it's interesting you mentioned those two options because that has been the formula for all four of our quarterfinal matches so far this weekend. We had 3 matches of 6-1 or 6-0, and then a tiebreaker between Italy and Indonesia, which proved to be incredibly evenly matched, obviously going to 6-5.
Yeah, but as we get started with the warm-up from the U.S., Russell with the Wiggles. If you've never seen a Russell map before, fasten your seatbelt.
Sumi playing Hidden Hard Rock. And this looks like it's all circles, so some of these spacings are going to be very tricky.
Oh my.
Oh, we got some hyper chains, we got some stairs.
We've got all the good stuff in here.
Very relaxing 10.5 star map. Those repeat slider wiggles looked horribly spaced. I must think they were very close to being hyper dashes.
You say a relaxing map, but to Russell it is. Look at his combo.
I mean, I don't know how many times he's played this, but he is the mapper, so I imagine he's played it just a few more times than everyone else in the lobby, rocking that 700 combo before finally dropping.
He's got an S rank on it still.
Yeah, just below that 99% AC. No one else even has an A rank. The Krupa just a little bit below that.
And also, I'm really interested to see how these teams are going to use their timeouts this match. Because we've seen several different uses of the timeouts so far. It's been interesting to see. But some interesting warm-ups and reminders, chat. Get the roll predictions in now, because this is the final warm-up, and there's only 1/3 of it left. Also, if you haven't picked up one before this hype match, if you want to support these two teams even further and the game, you should consider picking up a profile banner in the Oz store for $2.50. Makes your profile look sick, and you get to support the team you love. So very relaxing patterns there.
Yeah, very relaxing. Just what you need to slowly ease yourself into the difficulty and stress of an inevitable quarterfinal matchup against a 4-time world champion.
I don't think we could have picked a better map. And Russell will almost come away with the S rank. Not quite. But he'll pick up the A. And that is going to do it for our warm-ups. Rolls and bans coming up next.
ABC coming out of Team US there.
Well, all right. It's time to get down to business, JBH.
It is. There's no choice over the rolling, just letting Lady Luck decide. Russell with a pretty decent effort to begin with, 72. Not too bad.
That's a strong roll there from Russell. Sekre defecting to Korea, though. Motion will roll a 30, so the U.S. will take the win on the roll, meaning Korea will get the first ban. The U.S. will take second ban and first pick.
Yeah, probably the most common ban we've seen so far in the quarterfinal stage is Golden Slaughter at the approach rate 8.3 hidden specific pick. But I feel like both of these teams are very comfortable on hidden and low AR in particular, so maybe we won't see that this time and they'll pick something that they just, via practice, haven't been all that keen.
Yeah, it could also become one of those maps that, since both teams are aware of the other team's strength on the mod, that they may just actually avoid it altogether or until late in the match. It depends, but yeah, it has been a popular ban this week. Also, another popular ban is DT2, I believe. Shugetsu there in the double time pool. So we'll have to wait and see. Korea still on the clock for their ban.
I believe it's actually Hard Rock 2 that has seen the kind of lion's share of the bans. I don't think we've seen many double time bans at all.
Maybe
we've seen Solros has seen 3 bans, and Golden Slaughter has also seen 3 bans, according to the stat.
This is why we have the stats.
Praise our statistician, Enwolf, his glorious work.
He does some fine work. Korea, though, still taking their time on this ban.
They gotta ban something.
Oh, Nomad won!
Yeah, that's the second ban we've seen for that one, mostly by stronger teams, just feeling that it's the most comfortable of the no-mod selections. It's a recently ranked map, so a lot of players will have probably seen it and be fairly familiar with it. I think the US may also go for a no-mod ban here, just to get rid of as many comfort picks as possible.
I don't picture them going for no-mod ban, though, against Korea. I mean, they could, definitely, but I feel that double time is going to be their Achilles heel here against Korea. I feel like double time more than any other mod is something that the US has struggled at against the premier teams, like against China, against Korea, and DT2 actually.
So yeah, a little bit of foreshadowing coming out there. They are going to go for the DT2 ban. I mean, it is Rockma's map, so little mapper advantage taken off the table there.
Yeah, another reason.
DT2 is a very kind of dense, high BPM technical pick with a lot of unconventional patterns, and momentum change is very harsh, which South Korea are typically excellent at, so pretty wise decision from the US there. We'll see what their first pick is going to be as well.
Yeah, that's the big question right now. How do they want to start this off? And for the US, it's actually it's really good that they won the roll, because it gives them a chance to put the first point on the board. And that's always a good feeling.
Unless they have no idea what to pick, which, according to Ross, they might not do.
Well, it's kind of hard to pick when your opponent is South Korea, because they're going to be fairly good at most things.
Yeah, but I think the US should feel confident that they will also be good at said things. So
yeah,
I think they should just pick whatever they've done the best at in practice.
Yeah, I think that's all you really can do here against a team like Korea. I think, oh yeah, Nomad 2. So Nekomata Master is going to be our first pick of the match.
Yeah, this has been the most popular no-mod pick, been seen in all but one match thus far.
Also, US, they do love their no-mod. So 2 minutes, AR 9.5, BPM of 195. It's been a fairly popular pick. Now the question is, who will step up to play? Right now we see Russell, Sekre, and Lexi for the US. QWHJ, Motion, and Spectator now filling in the final spot for Korea.
Yeah, we see a lot of teams going for kind of comfortable picks first up to get a point on the board and settle their nerves, but I don't think this really fits that category. It's fairly technical in places, the slider velocity is quite high, and you have a lot of slider tick droplets that count towards combo, but because of the high slider velocity, they stick out at awkward angles. So you really have to follow the slider very accurately in order to maintain combo, which doesn't make things particularly easy.
Well, here we go. The start command coming in from Yazzie, our official. And we are ready to get underway between South Korea and the United States. Here we go.
So as I said, fairly innocuous beginning, but some of these sliders are going to start sticking out, forcing the players to follow pretty precisely, which you otherwise normally wouldn't have to.
Yeah, everybody getting to the 200 combo mark with no problems. As you said, those sliders are a tricky part of this map. They can definitely catch you off guard. But so far, so good. And this map is relatively short, so misses here are going to be pretty punished. It's not going to be good, really. You don't have as much time to get those points back.
Yeah, it's 2 minutes, and that's not even accounting for the very calm sections, which don't really present much difficulty. We've got some wiggling patterns coming into the play now, which are definitely oddly shaped compared to what you might normally expect to see.
Yeah,
Spinner going to decide the victory, potentially. South Korea
advantage.
just coming out on top there.
So they have the slight advantage on the spin. And that could be a difference maker, honestly. So far, still 6 SSs, only the spinner advantage for South Korea. Final quarter coming up.
I think it was motion spin in particular that really gave them that little advantage right there. We'll see more towards the end of the map if there are no other misses. It's probably only about 15 seconds to go, so the US either need to really outspin at the end here or hope for a Korean miss.
They can spin too. Here we go, spinner battle. But it looks like South Korea are going to hold on. They will take the opening break point very close. They win the spinner battle.
Yeah, just 5,000 points deciding it at the end. Motion going to have a slight accuracy drop there at the very end, but what an impressive spin. Lexi also having a slight accuracy drop, but his spin lagging just a little bit behind the rest of the lobby. So 5,000 points, but a victory is a victory. So first game and a break point to South Korea.
Yeah, motion. And QWH had a nice spin as well, along with Spectator. But that was an insane spin from South Korea, and it will net them a break point, and that is pretty massive.
Motion going to waste no time in going for their next pick, which I think is going to be DT3.
Yeah, they're going to jump straight into double time. A 5,000 point difference on the first pick.
So we continue our trend of 5 consecutive Ucha matches, proving to be the most popular pick of the quarterfinals thus far.
And Rakma and Sumi will step into the lobby. QWH and Spectator will sub out, motion remaining in. Lexi stepping out on the side of the US. Will get a substitution shortly for him.
Likely going to be a Decreeper jumping in here, do you think?
Yeah, he would definitely fit the bill for this DT play.
So with double time added, this one's going to be very similar in length, just over 2 minutes, and approach rate 8.5 converts up to around 10 with double time added.
Still waiting on that third for the US. They may be debating about who's going to play it. But that
It's
was
probably-
a massive spin from Korea in that first point.
Yeah, I was just going to say it's probably a little bit of deciding not only who performed best in practice, but who's feeling good on the day. So sometimes you just get more nerves than your teammates, and even though you're statistically a better player at something, you just don't feel like you're going to perform at your best. So it's best to let someone else who's more consistent take over. But it is going to be Decreeper jumping in as the third member of Team US for this second pick.
Yep, so now we have our roster squared away. 2 subs for Korea, 1 for the US. It's also a great match because these two teams do make a fair amount of substitutions throughout the match.
They're both two teams that have excellent roster depth and can really pick and choose who's going to participate, and they're going to make sure everyone gets a little bit of a break, because having to be like that carry on your team that some teams are still in the tournament are relying on, and knowing that you have to play every match, every pick. If you're not having a good day, then you can get tired out and start underperforming heavily, which is not great. But thankfully,
here we
neither
go.
of these two countries really suffer from that. They have very balanced and deep rosters.
Yep, and Sumi and Rakma will add hidden on double time. The US is going to be sticking with all plain double time, no hiddens for them. Here we go. So with double time applied, this map is also quite short, only 2 minutes in length. The Creator will find an early miss, though, for the US.
Yeah, dropping at about 100 combo there.
And he still has plenty of time to rally, but Korea still looking good through the first 200. Everyone hitting those wiggles right there. So slight advantage to Korea, and Creeper now back up at 200, so it's not a massive advantage for South Korea. If they do find a miss, the US will overtake them because the Creeper's miss was very early.
Yeah, score difference is about 30,000 points right now, but there's going to be a drop from Sekra and the Creeper as well. Really bad news for Team United States.
Yeah, that is a double miss from the US, and Korea are still rocking 3 FCs at the halfway mark. Sumi will find the first drop for Korea, though. But the US are going to need far more. Sumi missing yet again. Final
Those
third.
two misses were not particularly spaced, though, so I don't think that's going to have a huge impact. Alone, it's definitely not going to swing the score all the way back in the US's favor. They're going to need more misses to allow the US back into this.
Yeah, Motion and Rockmer are still going strong with the full combo on the DT pick. Sumi does drop for a third time, though, and Sekra and Creeper recovered, but Creeper does find a miss to offset it. Sumi again.
Yeah, that mistrade there has brought things a little closer, but Rossword finally dropping. No full combos left on the side of the US. This one is going to be a victory for Team South Korea.
Yeah, South Korea going to be taking this one away, their own pick. Motion and Rockma with the FCs. 2-0 Korea.
Yeah, about 80,000 points the difference this time. Still a great performance from Team US with just the 5 misses combined and 4 misses from Sumi, so very little to choose between the two teams as a whole, but more consistent performance out of the Korean roster in general, and that double S for Emotion opening his account. We expect to see a few more of those.
Absolutely. Now it's a big moment for the US. Korea taking the first 2 points. They take the break point. Now the US, where do they go? Do they stick with Nomon or do they dive into the mods? And against a team like South Korea, if you're the US, you don't want to spend all your time in one mod pool. You need to test them on the Hard Rock, on the Hidden, to find out how they're feeling. Because the sooner you can find a weakness, the sooner you can exploit it and get on the board.
Yeah, on the one hand, US maybe feel like they want to stick with no mod, and all it takes is someone to miss and they'll get that point because they were only losing by that spin battle. But on this other hand, if they pick no mod again and everyone does FC again, then they're going to probably lose on spin again because QWHJ and Motion have just performed so well on spinners thus far. But on the other hand, again, if they pick something from another mod bracket and take something a bit riskier and then they lose, they're 3-0 down, and it's South Korea's pick again, and it's very difficult for them to come back into the match.
So the US taking some time to think about this one. Hopefully they don't take too much time.
They do have that tactical timeout available to them if necessary, but using it very early in the match is a little bit risky because you kind of prevent yourself from having that opportunity later on if the need arises.
Nomad 6 is going to be the pick from the US. That is treason.
Sticking with Nomad, but going for something very different to the previous pick, Nomad 2. This one's going to be a converted OS difficulty.
Yeah, they're going to reach for the convert here. A little bit longer this one, 3.5 minutes.
One of the lowest approach rates from the Nomad pool in this time around. A lot of them hanging at that 9.5 to 9.7 range. This one hanging at only 9.2. And a fairly standard circle size of 4, but high BPM mixed with some kind of technical mapping, high slider velocities, and some very strong hyper dash and dash combinations. It's going to be a real test.
And we will see Diao coming in for his first play of the match. Lexi also stepping back in. Rossold will remain. Rockma and Motion await a teammate on the other side for South Korea. QWHJ stepping in for South Korea to fill that last roster spot.
From the look of things in the lobby chat, it looks like US were exceptionally close to running out of time, or maybe they did go over by just a second or two. So they're not going to get another chance of leniency. They have been warned.
Do not test the timer, boys.
Yeah, especially do not test the referee staying up until 3 in the morning local time to volunteer for refereeing a match.
True. But here we go on to round 3. The US picking Nomad 6 here. Rockma Motion and QWH versus Rossel, Lexi, and Diao.
All of these 1/4 dashes, not posing any problem early on, but they're going to get larger and larger, and they're also going to get more and more technical with direction changes and anti-flow being thrown into the mix.
And here we go, the map now really starting to get into the meat and potatoes. QWH with the early miss for South Korea. The US will have a slight advantage. It was just before the 200 combo mark at about 180.
Russell going to be a drop on the side of the US though, so when everything's leveled off, I think South Korea are going to hold a very slight advantage here.
Yeah, if all the recoveries go well, but Diao will drop on the side of US.
Yeah, that
So
advantage
Korea
is going to come a little earlier than we thought with that miss from Diao, as QWHJ now back at 200 combo. Russell's going to do the same very shortly.
And so Korea with a slight advantage here. Diao and QWH missing. Russell, though, will also drop. So that's going to further extend Korea's advantage at the halfway mark.
Yeah, that was looking like it was going to be an even trade, and the US was still going to be within striking distance there, but that drop from Russell is going to put Korea even more in the ascendancy as they come to the halfway mark. And South Korea know they have a huge advantage right now with their 2 full combos coming out of their side, Rockma and Motion, just against Lexi, the sole full combo left on the side of Team US.
Yeah, the US will now need at least 2 misses from the side of the Korea and no misses from their part in order to get back into this one. Final third coming up, another break here.
Yeah, score difference right now is just under 60,000 points.
Motion and Rockma with some great scores right now. Great accuracy from them. As well as Lexi. But Diao will find another miss on that slider.
Lexi finally going to drop combo as well. That's pretty much the death sentence in this one for Team US, I think. Only about a sixth of the map still to go.
And Motion with the one droplet miss from Rockma. The QWH will find another miss, but it's not going to matter too much because Lexi's going to trade it back, and there is not enough time. And that is going to be 3-0 Korea.
It's going to be a double FC coming out of Team Korea as well. Rockma and Motion both performing admirably on that one to get what was eventually a fairly huge lead of about 130,000.
So now things looking pretty dire for the US. South Korea, that's the second pick from the US they've broken. They now have the pick. So Korea coming out very strongly.
We'll have to see how much confidence the US can retain, whether they feel like they still have a chance here, or if their heads are starting to drop and they're feeling like all doom and gloom is upon them.
Well, they knew it was not going to be easy coming up against South Korea here in the quarterfinals. And they're going to pick your map, good sir. Hidden 1, Nova.
So, yeah, US tried no mod twice. South Korea deciding they're going to mix things up just a little bit. Nova, the highest approach rate of the hidden picks at 9.3 this time around.
Quite the tricky map indeed. We've seen this catch a few teams off guard so far this weekend. But Korea will test the waters with Hidden Spectator coming in for QWH. Sakurai swapping in for Diao.
Yeah, Hidden's not been hugely popular in the round thus far. Just 5 picks from our 4 previous matches. But this one's also quite technical, very different in the sense to the map that we've just seen, obviously. So this is a specific catch beat map. So a lot more kind of consistent distancing, but also a lot more strong hyperdashes and anti-flow as well, with some high density sections as well.
Well, the start command has been issued, so we're going to be going here. Round 4. Hidden 1.
South Korea taking an early lead by virtue of just loading in a tiny bit faster, but everyone's synced up nicely.
So the first hidden map of the match. The US do have some capable hidden players on their roster, but Korea must be confident to pick hidden, and they have competent hidden players as well.
Everyone navigating to 200 combo without too much difficulty. We're coming into a little breakdown section next, though, which is going to have some snappier sliders that'll test our players just a little bit more.
Yeah, the way some of these sliders snap can catch you off guard. They are quite brutal if you're not ready for them, but so far, so good for these 6 players. And Rockma will find the first drop for Korea a third of the way in. So
yeah, it looks like he changed direction just a tiny bit too quickly on one of those extended sliders. And that is going to be advantage to Team US as they come almost to the halfway point.
Only halfway through, one miss separating them, still plenty of time. Right now, all players that RF seeing still look very comfortable.
Yeah, Rockma back up at 200 combos, so the score difference has stabilized now. 2/3 of the way through with about 400 combos still to go, so there is still plenty of chance for a miss that'll allow either the US to build their lead or South Korea to get right back into it.
Yeah, Rockma with a beautiful recovery though, still with phenomenal accuracy, so he has stopped the bleeding and put South Korea in a position to strike, and Sekurai's miss will be an opening for Korea to equalize here. Russell missed, that's a double miss from the US, but Motion trades it, so we're even. It's Lexi against Spectator now.
If everyone holds, this is going to come right down to the wire. Sekurai and Russell have built their combos back up nicely, so that score
Spectator
difference
does
looks
drop!
Spectator.
Spectator does drop, so the US
US
really pulling it back.
Yeah, US have really been given a lifeline there. There's not too much difficulty in the ending section of this map until the very last pattern.
Combos are recovering. US all above 200. Lexi will FC, and that is 3-1. And that's a big break point for the US.
Yeah, huge breakpoint for the US. They knew that they could secure a breakpoint on any of these picks. They still feel confident in most mod brackets, but that is going to be a great FC from Lexi to anchor the team and get them on the scoreboard.
Phenomenal stuff from Lexi. The hidden main, the hidden god that he is. But now, the US up to pick. They have a chance to pull one back here.
The confidence boost that should give their players will be huge.
Yeah, that may open up the rest of the hidden pool for them. Not quite sure. But you're right, that confidence boost they've probably just been given is going to pay dividends.
Yeah, that's a really good point that you mentioned there, because they've won on Hidden and they know that they can feel confident on Hidden, and crucially it wasn't on their pick, so there are still 2 picks available and they can take one of those immediately. If they just won on Hidden now and South Korea were able to choose something else, they could start taking that momentum away and it would be another pick again before they'd have a chance to go back to.
The only thing about Hidden though is these Hidden maps are really different from each other. They're not really similar. You have Nova we just played, then you have Golden Slaughter, which has been getting the bans most of the weekend. The AR8 pick. AR8 point, I don't think it's quite AR8.
8.3 for
8.3. They'll actually go for Hard Rock 2.
Okay, so one of the most banned picks so far from the quarterfinal stage is going to see its very first pick. This is the last map in the pool that I believe has not been picked until now. So thank you, United States, for completing the set, ensuring everything gets a little bit...
I don't know if that's a bingo for anyone, but there you go. So Soul Ross getting its first play on stream. JBH, what can you tell us about this map?
So this is a map made by Mafu, who is a standard beatmap nominator and is kind of dabbling in catch for not the first time, but this is one of their kind of first serious maps. They're currently in the mapping mentorship program right now, and I've been working with this map, or with them on this map for quite a bit. There's a lot of kind of triples and anti-flow triangle sections, similar to QRA mapping, if you are familiar with this style. And then there's a very tricky 1/3 rhythm section towards the end.
Well, there you go. That must be exciting stuff for him getting his map played here in the World Cup in such a big match. But the US will be going to it here in the Hard Rock pool. We see Rossold, Sekurei, and DeCreeper against QWHJ, Spectator, and Motion. Both these teams strong on Hard Rock. It's quite a peaceful background.
It is very cute, yes. At 3-1 down, though, the US need to focus on the fruit and not the background.
True. But here we go on the first Hard Rock pick of the match, selected by the US. And so far, no early struggles here. The Creeper, though, will find a miss. Several there, actually. Way before 200, but he missed multiple notes.
Yeah, dropping below 99% accuracy there. That's really not good news. Graciously, the combo miss was quite a bit before 200, but there's quite a lot of misses there that might offset that entirely.
Oh, Rossold will break just after 200 combo as well. So Korea with quite the advantage at the start of this. And so far, Korea is showing no signs of slowing down. They are still triple SSing.
Yeah, about one-third of the way through, though, Motion going to see the first drop at about 350 combo. Going to dampen the score advantage slightly, but they're, with Russell getting back up to 200 combo, they're in a good position to capitalize, but they're going to need to see more misses from South Korea to get them.
Yeah, they may just need one more, maybe another after that. It's still very close, but Korea are still in the driver's seat with Spectator and QWH at VFC. Motion recovers up to 200, but the Creeper and Motion will trade misses. So that's not going to do much, but it's going to keep Korea in front for now. And they both can see that it is a relatively close match.
Yeah, coming into the final quarter now, here's where we're going to start to see a lot of 1/3 patterns being thrown in.
Can Korea hold on to the advantage? QWH and Spectator doing some work. Sekrai keeping up the FC as well for the US.
To Creeper back to 200 combo nicely, but there's not too much difficulty in this ending section, so this could be a breakpoint right back for South Korea.
Yeah, South Korea are going to break the Americans right back 4-1.
Three double S's coming out of the lobby. Two on the side of South Korea from QWHJ and Spectator. Sekrai doing a great job for Team US, but that is going to be another point for them. And yeah, 2 points away. They've got their own pick that can potentially take them to match point. South Korea must be feeling pretty confident right now.
Yeah, that's a very impressive win for South Korea. They're able to hold out with a 1 miss advantage to the end to take a 4-1 lead. Now with the pick, they are going to go straight into Hard Rock 3.
Yeah, very interesting selection for the next pick. Sticking with Hard Rock, but this one is vastly different from Solros that we've just seen. Circle size of about 6.7, 6.8, so very small fruits, very low BPM and density, so this is pure kind of reading and some memorization.
So we will see Diao swapping out, or coming in for the Creeper, my bad. And Sumi stepping into the lobby. Motion actually also is, never mind, he's good.
Just trying to trick you a little bit there.
So it looks like this is going to be the setup. So far, it's actually been relatively close on some of these picks. Just the US have gotten the short end of the stick, trailing by 1 miss or by 5K on the opening pick.
Yeah, the US have not performed bad by any stretch of the imagination thus far, but the consistency of South Korea, which we kind of expected, and we always do expect, has shone through here so far.
Exactly, but Yaze, the ref, putting in the start command. Once again, round 6. The US trailing 4-1. Korea looking to put this to match point at 5-1. The US looking to stop the momentum of South Korea.
Yeah, they secured a very crucial break point, but unfortunately it went right back against their favor. So they really do need to try and build some momentum here, because otherwise they're going to be staring at, 4 break points and needing to win 5 games in a row to take the map.
Yeah, it would be much better for them to stop the momentum here because, as you said, match point kind of puts their backs against the wall. They can't really afford any more mistakes if they give up this point. But so far, everyone's looking good in the first 200.
Yeah, can we just appreciate Sumi and Rockma playing this nearly circle-sized 7 map with hidden added as well?
They're gaming out here. Still no misses, but that is impressive playing this CS size with hidden as well.
Yeah, the actual map itself is not hugely difficult in terms of its density or kind of patterning.
Ooh.
There's going to be 3 misses, 2 of which come from South Korea. As I was just going to finish, the difficulty really comes from just the endurance of precision that is required on circle size this small for a map this large.
Yeah, these circles are insanely small, but the double miss from Korea and the single miss from the US is going to tip the scales in the favor of the US. 2 FCs to 1. All 3 of those players missing at the exact same time. But still, half of the map left. And all of those 3 players are going to make a solid recovery to 200.
Yeah, score difference right now is about 40k with just under half the map still to play. Rockman's going to miss again, though. This is not good for South Korea. Great news for the US.
Yeah, that's a second miss from him. The US still going strong. Motion, Sekre and Russell keeping up the 3 FCs. But the US now with some breathing room. Rockma will find a third. Final third of the map coming up. And the US starting to check out just a little bit.
Yeah, still plenty to go, but they have a healthy advantage right now. The longer they can keep these combos going, the better chance they give themselves of closing this one out with the second break.
And boy, do they need that right now. Final quarter of the map. Rockma still trying to recover to 200, and at the break, the teams are going to see where they stand.
Yeah, US with about 120,000 point advantage. They must be feeling pretty good about themselves, but they know it's not quite over. They do need to just maybe get another 150 combo each if there's that much left in the map, and they'll secure this one. Sumi going to drop on the slow section, though.
Oh, the nerves could have gotten to him. You never know what that is, but the precision required, even on the slow sections of this match, combined that with the nerves, makes it insanely hard, and it will catch Sumi out, and that is going to seal the deal. The US will only have the 1 miss for Diao, and are going to come through with a break point here to make it 4-2 Korea.
I think that's 4 break points in a row. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's 4 break points in a row. The US have still yet to win on their own pick. But getting 2 break points, not bad against Korea.
Yeah, great performance there. Russell and Motion both with double S's. But again, Sekiro also with the FC, but 1 miss, 2 miss, 3 misses. All these players are performing so well. And although the score difference was about 150,000 between the 2 teams, the players are performing at such an even and high skill level. This is great.
Yeah, you never can tell what's going to happen in a match. When you get 2 behemoths clashing on a quarterfinals map pool, you can never really tell what's going to happen. And as you can see, 4 consecutive breakpoints, it reflects that.
Yeah, Rockman not looking too happy with his performance on that one, saying it's the first time under 1 million score for him.
So the US now up to pick, but try to cut the lead in half down to 1 here. We've got 1 hard rock, 1 double time, 2 hiddens, and 3 no mods remaining.
And they've tried no mod twice,
Hidden
and neither of them worked.
Golden Slaughter.
So the US are continuing their strategy of picking maps that everybody else bans.
But also, you know what this means, JBH. we're going to get to see Zach play.
He is. He's in the lobby, the low approach rate hidden specialist showing up for Team US.
The one, the only Zach, playing in his 8th consecutive Catch World Cup. Lexi and Russell joining him. That is a scary lineup, but it's going to be Motion, Rockma, and Spectator, a equally scary lineup opposing them.
Yeah, there's absolutely kind of no way that you'd kind of miss a match like this with these caliber of players duking it out. The US know that if they can secure a point here, they're back within 1 point. So we've got 3.5 minutes of low approach rate hidden coming in now. Really going to test our players' consistency once again, but in a completely different way to what we've just seen. It's going to be huge to see how they adapt from the tiny circle size approach rate 10 of a hard rock pick we've just seen, now transitioning straight into big fruits, but much lower approach rate, and also with hidden being added as well.
Yeah, because I believe Korea only made 1 substitution, correct? Spectator in for Sumi. And the US swapped out 2. Sekre and Diao coming out. Lexi and Zach coming in. That is going to be quite the transition, but here we go. Low AR hidden. To some people, it is the bane of their existence. But to players like Zach, it is their life. So far, a smooth start to the first 100 combo. And what really can just mess you up on low AR hidden is being impatient. It's not even that you read it wrong, it's just you get impatient. You have to wait for that note to fully fall onto the platter before moving.
Yeah, the temptation to move or dash just a little bit too early is so strong, and curbing that kind of natural instinct to be speedy, which obviously the hard rock and the double time pools require, and even the no mod pool at this level of difficulty requires, is so difficult to transition from one to the other.
And so far we see 5 SS's, only a droplet miss from Russell. So Korea leading by a hair at this point. It's still anyone's game. And there is a droplet miss from Motion. And another one from Russell. It's so far 6 full combos halfway through. Spinner coming in. They tied on it, I think.
The US had a really poor beginning of their spinner, but they really came back towards the second half, and that score is now so close.
Ooh. Korea still has it by the slimmest of margins. It's just the accuracy difference between Russell and Motion. That's it. I think they actually tied on the spinners. I may be wrong on that, but the way the scoreboard looks, it is very close. 1/3 of the map remaining.
Yeah, we see an accuracy drop from both Motion and Rockma correlating to the 2 droplet misses from Russell, so they might be completely tied on both spin and accuracy at this point.
Yeah, they may be just dead tied. I think Korea still leads it by 1 single droplet.
Nope.
No, it is tied.
That is a dead heat tie with 1/4 of the map still to go.
Tie. Final quarter.
And this is a break. They know, they can see their opposition and their own scores. They know it's tied. Any mistake here will decide the game.
It could come down to a droplet miss, folks. If it ties, we replay the map again. Who is going to break? Keep an eye on the accuracies. So far, they have not changed.
We did see another droplet miss from Russell. They're down at 99.7. So South Korea could have a single droplet lead right now.
It's going to be close. We're going to find out in the end. Will Korea take it? Will it be a tie? Coming to the end. Any miss can switch this. Zach misses! Motion! Russell and Lexi!
It's a
Spectator
triple
and
drop
Rakma.
from Team US, but two stalwarts hang on for South Korea. That is going to be a narrow victory at the end. US just dropping one miss from all three of their players right at the death.
They all gave out at the end of the map. Rakma and Spectator will get the FCs. Korea leads 5-2. It was tied late
That is the
in the map.
definition of heartbreak for Team US right there. They were in that map for the entire duration. They tied on spin, they tied on accuracy until the very end, and they just could not hold the very ending together. The pressure got to them, and that is unfortunately another break point, and South Korea are on match point at 5-2.
So Korea looking to put it away here. They'll have multiple opportunities to. The US will need 4 in a row to win.
Yeah, trying to beat Korea in any map pool is an uphill struggle, but that uphill has become a vertical cliff face right now. This is a near impossible task, but they cannot get.
They're going to have to dig deep in the tank, and we may very well see a timeout come out for the US. We could see the timeouts at any point. We haven't seen any team use their timeout yet. But Korea taking their time because they want to end this right here, right now.
Just think, if the US had won their opening pick on the spinner and then won that one right at the end, this scoreline could now be 4-3.
Yeah, the US could be leading if they have won that and their opening pick. You are right. They're very close, but Korea will go with DT1. So they're going to try to end it with double time because they won quite convincingly.
Considering that a double time ban came out of the US at the beginning and South Korea fairly handily won the other double time selection, I'm not surprised that this comes up in the.
So Russell Sekre in. Will we see DeCreeper step back in? Really has been an intense matchup here, but Korea's consistency has just gotten them so many points this bracket stage.
Yeah, we really expected nothing less of them, of course, but it's a little bit unfortunate that the US are now potentially sitting at match point and a 6-2 loss if they drop this one, when they've been pretty much in or thereabouts with a chance of winning every single kick we've seen them.
Yeah, for the most part, they've been contesting Korea quite well. And in some cases, the scoreboard does not often reflect the match, but that is how the cookie crumbles in Korea. Trying to put it away with DT. Diao is going to step in as that last man for the US. South Korea looks set.
Here we go then. Game number 8, potential final decider. If South Korea can win, they secure this one 6-2 and remain in the winner's bracket. US looking to keep their winner's bracket dream alive and avoid that loser's bracket drop.
And here we go. Interesting that we are going from AR, low AR hidden to double time. That's quite a change.
Yeah, not only are we going back from kind of low to high AR, we saw AR 10 to AR 8.3 in the previous selection, but now this is AR 10 with double time added, so the catcher speed is entirely different.
And so far, so good through the first 200 combo for both teams, actually. Actually, some accuracy drops on the side of Korea gave slight advantage to the US for a second. And they are actually still triple assessing, so they have the advantage at the moment. And this one is looking to be another highly contested one as well, JBH.
Yeah, 1/3 of the way through, everyone's still holding on to that full combo. As you said, just a couple of accuracy drops from Rockmer
look at that
and
score
Spectate.
difference.
That's going to be, what, 140 points?
Yeah, just a small advantage for the US, a hair at the halfway mark.
On the one hand, the US will feel very happy that they have the advantage, but on the other hand, they'll be pressured to know how close it is, and that any miss could well decide this one again.
Yeah, but Korea also know that the US is keeping up the pace on this double time pick, and that might be a curveball to them because they won so convincingly on double time 3. So you never know what mind games could be going on here, but so far, it is dead even.
Yeah, we see a little accuracy drop from Diao, but again, still holding on to that advantage over Korea with the 3 droplet misses on their side.
Oh, Diao does miss. He underdashes. And Korea with the advantage at the end of the map. And Korea
Very near the end as well. I don't think there's going to be enough time for the US to come back into this one.
Yeah, Korea, the US would need like a double or triple miss coming in very soon from South Korea to come back in late. But Motion, Spectator, and Rockma coming through with FCs, and it was a hard-fought battle for the Americans. But South Korea are going to be taking this one 6-2.
Would have been really interesting to see how that one came down to spinner battle at the end if they'd all tied. Rossel's spin was actually really, really good. So triple double S, 2 on the side of the US, 1 on the side of South Korea, but that triple FC coming out of South Korea is going to seal the deal. 6 points to 2. They will remain in the winner's bracket. The US will unfortunately drop to losers, but you do not want to be a team in the losers bracket that has to face the US this time next week. They looked, for all intents and purposes, like they could have beaten anyone else in the tournament thus far. They just happened to encounter South Korea.
Yeah, unfortunate the bracket didn't work out for them, but they played very well against the defending world champs and almost took a number of points off, 2 break points. But South Korea are your winners here. They guarantee a top 6, and they will face Italy next week in the semifinals. The US will drop to losers, where they will face the winner of France and Russia.
That'll be an interesting comeback for France if they do pull through that match, because we saw France kind of humble the US in pretty convincing fashion last year. So it'll be interesting to see if France do come out on top, whether they get their revenge there. But of course, it could also be Russia who win out in that match, who challenge the Americans next week.
And there's the winner's bracket right there. We're down to our final 4 in the winner's bracket.
Yes, so China having a fairly convincing victory over Mexico earlier today, and Hong Kong crushing the Canadians 6-0. Both teams looking very strong. That's going to be a clash, I think, very similar to this one that we've just seen in next week's semi-final stage, where there's going to be an amazing performance from all players, but it could still look fairly one-sided if one team is just on a real roll.
Yeah, but we also have some great matches coming up next to the losers bracket. And that's where it looks right now. The US await France or Russia. Indonesia awaiting Belgium or Germany. And Canada awaiting the winner of our next match, Chile against the Philippines. And that is another insane matchup in the losers bracket. One of them is going home. That's insane to think about.
Yeah, very interesting to see, because the 2 teams that are going to be matching up in this next match, Chile and the Philippines, were the 2 losers of the tiebreakers to the 2 winners, South Korea and USA, that we just saw. So Chile didn't quite get the tiebreaker, but it was 6-4, and Philippines did force a tiebreaker against the US, and they had that unfortunate, the US made that unfortunate comeback for them. So both 2 teams that have taken really strong teams that could well contest for the victory. Korea obviously in the winner's bracket, the US still have a chance to come back through the loser's bracket to win. But both of those teams know that they took really strong teams very close. So they should still be feeling very confident, tensions running high. Even though they're in the loser's bracket, they should believe that they can come out on top. But when both teams feel the same way, Ooh, that's going to be a mouth-watering prospect. It's sad to see that one of these teams will have to go home at the end of this match in about 20 minutes from now.
Indeed, but that's coming up in 20 minutes, so don't go anywhere. Go fix yourself a drink, go to the bathroom, do what you gotta do, and come back to watch another great match. JVH and I will not be taking you through that. At least I know I'm not. Are you?
No, I don't think I am, but I believe that's going to be Zach and Elux, so you'll get a little bit of commentary from recent player from the US side. So yeah, we'll leave you for 20 minutes with some awesome featured artist tunes. As Dolan said, go get yourself something to eat, to drink, have a stretch. If it's daylight already on the far east, then enjoy the sun. I know I would if it wasn't 10 p.m. and very dark.
Indeed. Well, that's going to be it for us. Korea getting the victory 6-2 over the United States here in the winners' quarters. That is going to be it for us. We'll see you in 18 minutes for Chile versus Philippines. Stay tuned.
Thanks, everyone. See you very, very soon.
can feel the evolution. All my time no longer frozen. So maybe all the all. I don't know who I will become, but I know what I want more than ever before. Outside, I'm gonna stay no longer blind. I can feel the evolution. All my time no longer frozen. So maybe all the all. I don't know who I will become, but I know what I want more than ever before. I'm gonna settle on your
Greetings, user. Neural link established. Ready for takeoff.
Hello, hello, and welcome back, B's and G's. I am Elux, and joined with me in the commentator booth is the HD God, Zach. How's it going?
It's going a little alright. We're a little disappointed, but we're good.
Yeah, a few maps in that match that went close, but overall, you guys didn't do too bad against South Korea.
Yeah, we're happy with how we played, mostly.
So, Chile versus Philippines. One of those teams are going to be going home after this. Chile with Nacho L, Lion QTXC, Aricio, Elden L, Lechuguin, and Sisk. Philippines with Boonray, Roido, Kagamine Rin, Kyosu, Momolex, and Crowley.
Yeah, this is looking like it'll be a very interesting match.
So, Zach, playing a little bit against the Philippines, what would you say their strengths lie in a team against Chile?
Kinda everywhere, honestly. I mean, both teams are very good at everything, for the most part.
And yes, chat, if you see the song title, you are reading that correct. An Astronomia map. Because you know in CWC, only meme warm-up.
Only. Nothing but.
See, even if you do choose a serious warm-up, some player is going to find a way to meme it.
Yeah, you're gonna get memed no matter what. This is actually surprisingly really good.
I know, I'm actually interested in hearing the rest of the song now.
Is the human heart in a desperate conflict with a ruthless enemy? Let's go back. Fight.
We're just waiting to get this first warm-up map underway. Just getting a few things figured out in the lobby right now.
Are you ready? Machine gun.
Looks like not all of them have the map yet, maybe? Or at least they should be getting situated right about now.
This is the story of an ordinary man. But he is not afraid to defend what he loves.
Count down 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Let's go.
Let's go back, yeah. Let's go.
There we go, now we're starting it up. Everyone has the map downloaded and is ready to go.
This is the story of an ordinary man. But he is not afraid to defend what he loves.
Count down 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Let's go.
Song isn't bad. Decent remix. What do you think, Zach?
Definitely a lot better than the original, in my opinion.
That is 100% for sure. I cannot stand the original, honestly. I don't know if it was just the fact that it's been overplayed, or I just genuinely don't like it, but it might be a mix of one of them.
I'm lucky I haven't been forced to listen to it too much.
Oh, lucky you then. Some of the people who I play Call of Duty with just,
But the final battlefield is the human heart. In a desperate conflict with a ruthless enemy.
and Boonray over here double S-ing it. It's almost like they knew the map ahead of time or something.
Must be just a coincidence.
It's gotta be a coincidence.
Line's been doing pretty good himself, though.
Same with Eldeno. Eldeno just only found a miss at the end. Of course, gotta have the fun pattern at the end there.
Casual FC.
You know, just casually doing it, no big deal.
This is the story of an ordinary man. But he is not afraid to defend what he loves.
Count down 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
This story of an ordinary man. But he is not afraid to defend what he loves.
Count down 10, 9, 8.
You know, as much times as I see them, I never get tired of the new animations.
I mean, how can you?
You can't, that's how. You absolutely cannot. Please bear with us for a quick minute, chat. We are just fixing some things on our end. TWC warm-up, huh? Okay,
I'm not sure if that's the right one.
I'm genuinely confused right now.
Doubt.
Press X to doubt. Unless I went to another dimension. This is CWC and not TWC, right?
Last I checked.
Yeah, I mean, last I checked, but...
I'm not sure how to feel about this.
I was about to say the same thing, but...
Oh my...
For those of you who do not know, this is Eldeno's avatar as the background.
Beautiful.
Absolutely beautiful. Now let's just hope the patterns can be beautiful as well. Good old Crowley in the easy mod. The mod that actually makes everything a lot harder to play.
These are some interesting patterns.
They are.
Oh.
Now we're getting into the pure art. That is meme warm-ups.
Was not expecting hyperwalks.
I was not either. Well, that was an ending. So, both warm-ups out of the way. If you haven't gotten your role predictions in yet, get them now. Predicting Chile's gonna beat Philippines in the roll 82-73.
Well, there's a 33.
Yeah, it looks about...
Oh!
And 33!
Okay!
And we tied again!
Okay, that is twice I have commentated and then seeing a tie roll.
That's
Twice
it.
this World Cup.
That's it. The match is over. Both teams advance. They tied the rolls. Both teams advance.
Come on, 37. Let's do it. Oh.
That 37 was 4 off from being a 33 yet again. Still though, another tie in the rolls. Are you kidding me? That we are waiting for the Chileans to ban first. And Nomad 6 Treason will be the first map off the board.
That one was kind of expected.
Yeah, I was watching that a little bit and did not like that. And it's not showing in the game chat on stream, but the other ban was Sun and Moon by Philippines. So Philippines banned Sun and Moon, and Chile banned Treason. So a no mod and a hard rock band, both converts. don't potentially see Nomad 5, Hidden 3, or DT3 being picked necessarily if both teams went ban converts. Just waiting on the pick from Philippines right now. Our referee, Walter, trying to speed things along.
Yeah, the teams are pretty quick with their bans, but the picking is taking a while. Oh, there we go.
Our double time 2 pick, Shunsun Sugetsu. Right now we see Eldenau, Mauricio, and Lechuglin in for Chile, waiting on that third, and there we go, Roido, Boonray, and Kiyosu for the Philippines. I am interested to see how this double time pick plays off. And unfortunately, it looks like another player isn't feeling too good that I'm commentating for. First it was Fido, now it's Roido. And we see Boonray giving some wonderful words of knowledge and wisdom in the chat there. That you become dead if you die. Did not know that. That is new knowledge every day.
The more you know.
Remember, knowledge is power.
Indeed.
And there we go. First pick of this match underway. Lechuglin, the only one going with Hidden here. See early misses from Mauricio and Kiyosu. It's gonna favor the Philippines.
But with that double miss from Chile.
Ooh, I see that.
Oh, but we had a couple trades from the Philippines side as well.
And Mauricio is gonna drop yet again. Boonray the only one holding on to a full count, and they drop.
We're having a good amount of misses here.
The Eldenos holding on to a man. I'm gonna keep my mouth quiet before I curse more people.
Yeah, it just kind of keeps happening.
Roido up to a 400 combo though. That's insane. And
Chile's got the lead right now, though. Uh-oh.
but that miss by Reseal might make things a bit trickier for them to hold it. But Roido's going to get a miss as well.
Yep, it's going to stay in Chile's favor right now.
Yosu finally getting up to that 200 combo mark. Gonna help his team out a little bit, but with that, ooh, and there is some help. Electric-Wind dropping his 200 combo. And Mauricio and Odino as well, and the score is gonna flip in favor of the Philippines.
Another miss from Kyozu, but it's not going to make a difference as Philippines is going to close out the first point.
One no in favor of Philippines. They won that by about 57,000 points. Mauricio and Kyosu looking a little bit shaky with that pick. It is Chile's turn to pick though, so let's see what they will follow up with.
I mean, it is an unexpectedly dense map, so a lot can happen on it.
Oh, definitely. That map did not look like a fun time to play whatsoever with double time. Ooh, and Chile will follow up double time with another double time pick. Our DT3, our convert.
This is a pretty popular pick.
I've noticed that it really has been.
Can't say I'm a fan of that, but
Hey, to each their own. You do you, I'll do me.
fair enough.
Seeing some roster changes here. Oh no, and then Reseal still staying in for Chile. Roido and Boonray still staying in for the Philippines. And there goes Oh No, dropping out. So, couple changes for the Chilean squad then.
Yeah, it looks like they're changing out 2 players, and Philippines is going to be making a change as well.
Nope, Eldino's back. Just pulled a Houdini on us. And Sisk is going to be the 3rd player for Chile. Just waiting on that 3rd player to pop in for Philippines.
Guess we'll have Kyozu back.
Roido this time, going with hidden.
I do believe Roido's been picking hidden a lot on maps that can't, but we're gonna have 3 misses really early in.
And as the 200 combo mark approaches, combo advantage slightly in favor of Chile with... Well, now it is, with Sisk being the only one holding on to a 200 combo.
And we just had another trade between Ariciel and Bunray.
Roido and Kyosu right there, about to hit that 200 combo mark, stop the bleeding for full team, and they both miss, followed by Boonray.
Ooh, that's gonna be a harsh blow.
It is unfortunate to see happen. Approaching the final third of this map, and Sisk still holding on strong. Odino recovered nicely, holding on to a nice 400 combo. Zisk
Oh,
finds...
Zisk just failed!
Ooh.
There we go, he
What?
survived.
Good thing about where he failed at is that there's plenty of map left for him to pick back up. That's a lucky break for Chile right there. Because if that fail was a little bit closer to the end, we would be seeing a 2-0 in favor of Philippines. Instead, it's 1-1.
Yeah, that was a pretty convincing win for Chile.
Oh yeah, a lot more convincing than the other double time pick. This one by 227,000. And after that, if you're on Philippines, you would think you would stay away from double time picks right now. Try to switch things up.
I mean, they did good on the first double time map. It's hard to predict what they might pick though, because both teams are so evenly spread against like pretty much every mod.
That is true, that is true. They could possibly see them switching things up and going lower AR.
Looks like everybody is wanting DT1 right now though.
Well, of course, can you blame them?
Yes.
You just have no taste in music then.
We can agree to disagree there.
Pretty sure chat would agree with me that that DT1 is the most superior song. But Roido trying to... Oh, there we go. Might have been a fat finger. Going with No Mod 5. Purity tried to pick No Mod 6, but obviously that is banned, so I'm not going to be playing that.
This was kind of surprising.
And our referee Walter slamming the fist down. First warning, reminding both teams to keep their picks in a timely manner. The Odinel, Nacho L, and Line QTXE coming in for Chile. Roido, Boonray, and Kyosi still staying in for Philippines. No, this is really an interesting pick, though. A huge change of pace.
Yeah, this is much more of a consistency pick.
Kyosi dropping a little bit early there before that 200 combo mark, though, so it's not going to hurt Philippines as much as it would. But L to know, before the spinner is going to drop as well, and that is going to swing things in favor for the Philippines.
Yes, it is. If you're gonna miss, you want to do it in the first 200 combo or the last.
Boonray, though, is going to miss as well, and that is going to instantly swing things back over for Chile.
And that miss from Roido is not going to help anything.
Odinel recovering back up to 200 combo mark. Full 200 combos and above for side of
Miss
Chile.
from Kielzu.
Nacho O is gonna drop, but Roido is gonna trade it. You know, Zach, I was kind of questioning why the Philippines didn't make a roster change coming out of that double time map, and might be coming back to bite them right now.
Yeah, this is not looking good for them right now.
And Chile taking a break point by 157,000, 2-1 right now. Philippines is gonna have to answer back here, otherwise all momentum will start swinging inside of Chile. And with an entire map pool still open,
I mean, with the
Chile-
way that one turned out, they
Yeah.
might want to go with another consistency map.
that's what I was thinking as well. But Philippines threw us off with that no mod 5 pick. Maybe it's Chile's turn to throw us off.
Oh
And-
boy.
There we go. Chile
Oh boy.
exhausting all double time picks now. GT1.
It begins.
And it begins anew. Such is the cycle of DT1. Let's be honest, Zach, we knew it was coming sooner or later. We knew this pick was coming.
Can we have Pepe again? I think we need to bring back Hard Rock 3 from group stage. Does Chad agree?
Hard Rock 3 from group stage, DT3
You know what it is.
premiere, and bring the South Korean warm up in.
Oh God, you're truly evil.
Indeed, I am. Sisk, Eldino, and Mauricio for Chile. Roido, Boonray, and Kyosu still for Philippines. God, it's such a good song.
I've unfortunately heard it too many times before it was even in the pool.
Ooh, that is unfortunate. But everyone at that 200 combo mark, things start speeding up with the jumps. So far, all players staying strong. 6-way double S.
I know what you're doing there. Uh-oh. Got a miss from Zisk. Oh, and they can see where the lead is now. That's gotta be frustrating.
Roido and Boonray are gonna drop there, though. And that is huge for Chile, taking full advantage of that double. And if Philippines want to get back in this, they're gonna need a double miss or more from Chile. There's Eldino.
Yeah, but then they double missed.
Which is unfortunate. Hate to see it happen. And with that, Chile is going to take their double time one pick. 3-1 right now. And Philippines have some thinking to do.
In two.
Ooh-hoo-hoo.
I honestly wasn't expecting Philippines to pick that one. I wasn't sure if we were going to see it at all, but I didn't expect Philippines to be the team to pick it.
And Crowley coming in lieu of Kyosu for Philippines. followed with still Roido and Boonray sitting there. Lechuguin in for Chile, Outno still in, and Mauricio dipping in and out, possibly on... Might get sub, might not. That is unfortunate, Crowley, but you heard him, JBH. He tried his best. We see Nacho L coming in, filling that third spot for Chile.
All right, here we go.
Ooh, and
Oh, no.
Crowley gonna drop early up there on the slider. And if foreshadowing is a thing, that does not look fortunate for what's to come.
I mean, that early miss isn't going to hurt the score much, but it cannot feel good to do that.
Everyone else, though, hitting that 200 combo mark. Crowley now catching back up. So score, not a huge difference, only by a couple thousand. And so far, not much happening other than that early miss by Crowley. Oh,
Got a miss
and
from
Nacho
Nacho,
L.
though. It's gonna put it in Philippines' favor.
As we hit the spinner in the halfway mark, Philippines have the lead. Not by much though, anything can happen. Still got an entire half of a map to play.
Yeah, the tension is really building up right now.
Nacho back up to that 200 combo mark. So it looks like about 20,000-ish, give or take, is the score difference right now.
Things are getting intense now. Everyone held it together during that.
And Philippines with this break know that they have the lead.
Just gotta hope that
Roido
doesn't
and
get to
Boonray,
them.
that double S though. Outno and Lechuguin still holding on to a full combo for their side. And nobody dropped during those wiggles.
Gotta see how the ending's gonna treat them, though. It could turn this around instantly.
Bruno is gonna be the one to drop at the end. Not making much of a difference there as Philippines wins that by 38,000. Roido and Boonray coming in with a double S. Lechuguin coming in with the full combo for Chile.
Crowley also kept it together at the end, only missing right at the start.
Well, I guess that would explain why they went with Golden Slaughterer.
Yeah? That was a good pick on their part.
That brings the question. Is Chile going to stay away from the hidden pool after that? And Chile says, okay, Philippines, you want hidden? We'll go hard rock. See Roido and Boonray still staying in for Philippines. Kagamine Ren coming in. Nacho, the only one staying in for Chile. And we see Aricio and Sis coming in for Chile.
Not surprising at all.
Zach, do you think that we'll see a tiebreaker this match?
It's certainly possible. Philippines had a bit of a rough start, but they're starting to pull it back, so you can definitely see it go to tiebreaker.
Though at the same time, the Philippines did choose that Hard Rock 3 Sun and Moon as their ban, so Roido and Kagamine putting on hidden. Seen no other player putting on the hidden modifier. 3-2 in favor of Chile as we get into map 6.
I mean, so many matches this World Cup have been going in unexpected directions, so there's really no telling what can happen.
Viscus gonna get an early drop there. Zisk and Aricio gonna both get a drop there, and that is huge for Philippines as that score is gonna start climbing now.
Yeah, you gotta be very prepared for the first 200 combo of this map.
Sisk and Mauricio stopping the bleeding for the team as Kagamine finds a couple misses there. Roido's gonna follow up with a miss as well, followed by Kagamine, and Chile could not have picked a better time to get back into this map. And with that break, Chile will see that they have the lead. And Kagamine is gonna get another drop.
Yeah, that's gonna put it even more in Chile's favor.
And with that, Chile are gonna make it 4-2, winning that by 156,000 points. Nacho and Boonray with full combos on the board. But unfortunately for Philippines, the momentum's starting to swing now.
Yeah, being down 4-2, they're really gonna have to make this next pick count.
I am not sure what Philippines would go for in this case, because, I mean, they did win their hidden pick, but they only won that by 38,000 points. It was really close. And they'll stick with hidden, going HD1, Mega Neko, Nova. See Lechu Glenn coming in, Nacho staying there for Chile, waiting on that third player to come in. Meanwhile, on the side of Philippines, we see Roido, Boonray, and Kagamine. For some reason, Crowley went over to Chile. It appears that Crowley is defecting now. Sure to see Crowley filling in that third slot for Philippines here soon. Or Kyosu, maybe.
I'm not sure what's going on here with the rosters.
You and me both.
Philippines might be a little confused on who's playing what.
And we're still waiting on that third player to come in for Chile.
I'm expecting that replacement to be Eldonel.
no changes have been made on the side of Philippines, so it does look like Kyosu is going to be that third player coming in for them.
Yeah, that clock's a ticking though.
Tick tock, says the clock. Our referee, Walter, trying to speed things up along, get Chile to have that third player coming in, but Nacho O is asking for a timeout. Possibly some connection issues going on for them. That might explain why that third player hasn't came in yet.
I'm not sure what's going on here.
And we see Line Q coming in.
Hopefully that bit of a break will give Philippines a little bit extra time to calm down and get ready for this next match.
Nacho and Line Q for Chile. Roido, Boonray, and Kyosu for Philippines. Chile wanting to make it match point. Philippines wanting to stay in this. And we are going to see an early miss by Nacho there in the beginning. Let's be about 10 combo in or so, but Kyosu is going to find a miss as well.
And another.
So it's going to favor Chile a little bit. Not much because it's before that 200 combo mark.
Yeah, missing twice though is going to make it matter a little bit more.
And other than those couple misses from the beginning, all players holding strong, but Boonray is going to get a miss.
Look what you've done.
Am I ashamed of my cursinating? Yes. Am I proud of it though? Either way, yes. And Kyosu gonna drop as well. Score gap is only gonna keep growing from here.
And Chile's holding on really strong right here. And just as I say that, Lechigoin finds a miss.
But Philippines are gonna need more misses to come if they want to come back in line.
And there's Line.
Philippines in a perfect position to take full advantage of those misses. But Kyosu! And that is unfortunate for Philippines. You're gonna have to hope for something insane to happen here at the end. Otherwise, they're gonna be facing match point.
Like that is indeed the case as they close it out.
And not only is it match point, but it's Chile's pick as well.
Yeah, the pressure is really on for the Philippines if they want to stay in the tournament.
Roida, the only one with the full combo on the board, trying to keep his team in it, but sadly, not enough. Wonder what Chile is going to try and close out this match with. Will they go the other Hard Rock pick? Still waiting on Chile for this next pick. What do you think they could, as soon as I was about to
there we
ask
go.
your opinion, there it is. Hard Rock 1.
Yeah, Hard Rock worked out really well for them last time.
Indeed it did, but goes without saying, let's hope they don't regret choosing this one. I'm just gonna leave now.
Oh boy.
Waiting on that third player to come in for Chile. We have Aricio and Nacho L. And for them, Roido, Boonray, and Kagamine Rin for Philippines. And there's Eldon L hitting that third player slot for Chile. Players readying up. Match point. Will Chile be able to close it out, or will Philippines still find some fight in them? Roido deciding not to go with Hidden on this pick. Instead, Nacho and Kagamine are going to go with Hidden.
Can't say I'm too surprised. He does seem a little bit stressed out from this match.
That, on top of not feeling well, is... I myself would not be able to do it if I was feeling sick. And already a triple miss for Chile. And Kagamine is gonna find a miss there as well. Nacho is gonna be trading a miss with Roido though. Kagamine and Nacho dropping again. Mauricio, Eldno, and Boonray, the only ones with 200 combo on the board right now.
Yeah, that intro can make or break a lot of plays.
Nacho and Kagamine just unable to hold on to her combo here.
Yeah, that trade is going to keep it in Philippines' favor for now. This is really close right now, though.
Roido getting up to that 200 combo mark. Nacho, a slight combo advantage over Kagamine, but not enough to make a difference.
Ooh, Eldenell's gonna miss!
Eldonell. That is huge for Philippines.
Yeah, it's looking like that miss is gonna keep them in the game.
Indeed, you're correct with that. Chile losing their pick by 60,000 and an impressive double S by Boonray. (5-3) Philippines pick. Philippines really needing to decide what to pick here. Need to find something that they are most comfortable with.
I mean, their only remaining options are either hidden or nomads, so...
Ooh, rest in peace. Mauricio apparently practiced the incorrect diff, and Nacho forgot to take off hidden. Ouch. If that is the case, then you hate to see it happen. But we're going with Anti-Crystal. I do wonder why Philippines would pick this with a diff name called Team Philippines Overdose. It's beyond me, honestly. And let's hope that this is the correct choice for Philippines. We see Roido, Boonray, and Kyosu for Philippines, waiting on that third player to come in for Chile. So far it is Nacho L and Eldonell.
I mean, hopefully they'd be pretty familiar with this map.
I mean, one can hope, but we've seen crazier things happen so far, so... And Line Q coming in, filling up that player slot for Chile. Line Q, Nacho, and Eldonel for Chile. Trying to seal the deal here. Roido, Boonray, and Kyosu for Philippines. Trying to force another point in their favor. Map's a bit longer in length, coming in at a little over 3.5 minutes, so a miss or two early on does not mean the end of the world. .200 combos across the board, everyone holding strong after that intensity shift from the early sluggers to patterns you see now.
Yeah, things can shift at any moment, though.
6-way double S, but with spinner, slight advantage in favor of Chile. Ooh, and Roido is gonna be the first one miss, and teammate Kyosu gonna be right behind them. But Nacho is gonna drop for Chile. And
Traded with
unfortunately
Roido, but Eldonel also
Yeah.
missed. That might slightly even it out.
Slightly as we see Kyosu getting that
Philippines is
200 combo mark,
still going
but
to need at
Eldonel
least
is
another
gonna
miss,
drop
but
again.
yes, right as I said that, Eldonel found another miss. It's going to bring it to PH's favor. As it slowly swings over.
Great. Philippines know that this is their point to lose.
Yeah, they know they're not out yet. This has got to put a lot of pressure on, though.
Especially once we hit this harder section right here.
Line, though, he's going to drop.
And that
Double
is
drop
huge
from
for
Philippines. Oh, no.
And just as they were about... just as Philippines were about to make a comeback run, the double drop at the end instantly
They buckled
takes
under the
away
pressure.
13,000 points. But Chile are going to take this. Impressive performance by Boonray. Again, the only one with a full combo on the board. Trying to carry her team, but unfortunately, with that double miss at the end, just wasn't
that
enough.
is going to end Philippines' run in the World Cup for this year. They sure did put on quite a show, though.
Oh yeah, and they were facing Chile, no less. And I sure feel sorry for whoever's team is going to be facing Chile in losers. And that is going to be Canada.
Gonna have a rematch.
See the bracket right now. Gonna have South Korea and Italy facing off, China and Hong Kong facing off in the winners bracket. Canada and Chile facing off in losers. However, 10 hours from now, our next match, France versus Russia. Only one gets to move on to face the USA and losers bracket. Who's it gonna be, Zach? Who do you want to face?
I'm gonna stay out of that one.
Probably the best call. So looking to be an interesting matchup. Unfortunately, it is a good 10 hours away from now, so you're gonna have some waiting to do before we jump back into it. And with that being said, it was fun casting with you, Zach.
It's been great.
We will catch y'all later. Have a good one.